Hi guys, I'm at Little Elm, Texas right now. This is the North Texas beach area that my family gets to enjoy every summer. It's the closest thing that we have to a beach opposed to driving a pretty significant ways. It's this beach that my family enjoys every summer, and what really inspired me to make the Summer Beach Tote Bag. The Summer Beach Tote Bag is made with all of the yummy colors that I associate with summer, the brights, the bolds, and it just totally gets me in that right vibe. Now the beach tote bag, Summer Beach Tote Bag, it suits all of my needs, and I hope that it suits yours. It has the big enough capacity, and it is even stretchy where it has some give where I could add a whole lot more. I have 3 towels here. I have a whole beach blanket in here. I have my sunscreen in here. I have room for snacks if I wanted to, drinks if I wanted to. And then for me, I like compartments. I like having extra room for things. So I put my extra room on the outside of the bag. I have 2 pockets. And they're inverted. They're not outsourced. So the bag stretching isn't going to affect what you can put in the pocket, because the pocket is actually going to dip to the inside of the bag. So we got a pocket here, which closes with a magnet. And we have a pocket on this other side, which also closes with a magnet. Now what's great about the magnet closure is if I put my cell phone in here, or if I put my keys in here, or maybe my driver's license in here, if I flip it upside down, which happens at the beach a lot, this magnet closure is strong and it will keep everything in there. Which I thought was really nifty, really neat, and a nice little addition, something special that we don't often play with when it comes to crochet is magnets. I also took into consideration you guys when it comes to the straps. I heard what you were saying, and a lot of people don't like tote bags because the strap hurts their shoulder. It's too thin and it digs in, and I completely sympathize with that, especially when we moms get heavy bags that we have to carry. So I made a strap that has a bulky top, which is super comfortable for your shoulder. On top of that, I made adjustable straps. So that way, if this strap, you need it shorter, you can pull the tab and shorten it, or if you want it longer, because maybe you want to make the tote bag go around you like this, you can do that too. So a lot of adjustments, a lot of fun tools, a lot of fun pieces that we get to play with this fun Summer Beach Tote Bag. I can't wait for you to get started. All right, so the pattern for the Summer Beach Tote Bag you can find on my website, crochetwithtiffany.com, under patterns. I will have the link to it in both the description section and comment section below this video. So if you click that link, go to my website, purchase pattern, be ready to crochet with me. This pattern I'm going to label as an advanced beginner pattern or easy, because we are working rounds. That's just single crochets worked in rounds. I'm going to do some easy color changes, and we're going to be putting in the holes, so a little bit of shaping, putting in holes for the pocket, and then doing the straps. So if you're not sure what it means to be an advanced beginner crocheter or an easy level pattern, check out this link I have right here. I just did a video where I teach you what it is to be a certain level of crocheter and what's involved in all of those levels. All right, when you are ready to go, let's go ahead and dive right into what materials I used to make the Summer Beach Tote Bag. All right, so the materials that we're going to use to make the Summer Beach Tote Bag, there's going to be quite a few materials. So let's go through these materials together. I have here Lily's Sugar and Cream, size 4 weight yarn. So all of this is Lily Sugar and Cream, size 4 weight yarn. The colors that I used for this bag is 2 skeins of hot pink, 2 skeins of soft ecru, 1 skein of hot orange, 1 skein of hot green, and 1 skein of yellow. All right, so total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins of yarn here, and that will make this whole bag, including the magnet flaps, the inner pocket sections, and the straps. If you want to use other colors other than what I have used, feel free to use whatever colors you want. This is how much yarn that I used. It is that size 4-weight worsted medium Aran sized yarn, 10-12 ply, 8 WPI sized yarn of 100% cotton. Now, it's very important to me that you use 100% cotton on this bag because it is strong, it's durable, and it is such low maintenance when it comes to cleaning it. Now, I made this bag with the intentions of using it. It's going to get dirty. There's going to be drinks that spill. There's going to be places that I take it where the floor is going to be dirty, or if I take it to the sandy beach, the wet sand is going to make this thing filthy. So it was important to me to be able to take this bag, bring it home, throw it in the washing machine, and be able to make it clean, easy peasy for the next use. You know, really get to use it. So the 100% cotton yarn is really going to help with that. If that's not really an option for you, you can make this bag with 100% acrylic yarn. It is possible. You can do that. The look will be very similar. I just don't think that the care instructions, the washing it as many times as you may wash it, will result in a long lifespan of that bag. So I'm gonna let that be up to you there. All right, we're gonna use a crochet hook, size H8, 5mm crochet hook. Love that size. A pair of scissors, obviously, a yarn needle or tapestry needle. There's going to be a lot of ends that we need to weave in and cleaning up this bag. There's also going to be some attaching pieces, which we're going to use that yarn needle for. Now the fun stuff. We have 4 magnets that are a size, it's 1 inch diameter, and these magnets are 0.15 inch thick. We're going to use 4 of them, 2 per side or 2 per pocket. We're going to need 4 of these buckles, and they measure out to being about 1 1/4 inch wide, long ways, and then they're about 3/4 of an inch tall. And those go for the adjustable straps that we are going to make, which is super helpful. People are all shapes and sizes, and they wear their bags differently. So some people want a longer bag, some people want a shorter bag. If you want to put your bag like over your neck, so that way it has like that paperboy kind of look, you may want your straps longer. So however you want your straps to be, the adjustable straps is really nice, especially depending on the weight of your bag as well. And I know I'm going to say this is optional, the 4 stitch markers, but honestly, if you have them, they're going to be super helpful. They're really going to help with, we're working in continuous rounds for the bag, so making sure you are staying on track for which round you are in, so you can count your rounds and know when it starts and when it stops. Also, it's going to help with the attachment of the square pocket on the inside of the bag, just making sure it doesn't shift when you are sewing and attaching that section. And this bag is so awesome. I'm really, really excited about it, and how you can change it and make it yours by changing the colors or keeping the colors. Honestly, these colors make me so happy. When I see these colors, I instantly think summer, and it just makes me smile, and I hope they do the same thing for you. All right, guys, that is all the materials. I will have links to everything you see here in the description section and comment section below this video. So if you really do just want to get your hands on specific pieces, just click on that link, purchase the item, and have it shipped directly to you to make it easy peasy. All right, when you have everything that you need to make your tote bag, let's go ahead and get started and actually making it. We begin making this tote with a magic ring or the chain 2 method, or really whatever method you are the most comfortable using. We are working in rounds. In fact, we are working in continuous rounds, which means we will be just jumping from one round to the next. And having a stitch marker will be very, very helpful to identify where the round will end and where the round begins. We will not be closed round where we slip stitch and chain 1 to get to the next round. I want to have a very smooth transition. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a magic ring. 2 fingers, got my tail, making that X shape. Crochet hook under the first, grabbing the second, pull it through, and yarning over, slip stitch just to close that ring. Okay, we will begin round 1 making 6 single crochet stitches inside the ring, or 6 single crochet stitches inside that first chain of your chain 2 method. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Perfect. Now, if you made the magic ring, take that tail, pull the tail to close, make that tight seal on the bottom. If you did the chain 2 method, you are already set up and ready to go for round 2. Go ahead and place your stitch marker or whatever you are using for a stitch marker into that 6th single crochet stitch. That is the last stitch of our round. Let's go ahead and move right into round 2. For round 2, we will be making an increase single crochet stitch in every stitch all the way around. All that means is we are making 2 single crochet stitches in every stitch space all the way around. You should end round 2 with a total of 12 single crochet stitches. So diving right into working on top of that first single crochet stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there's my stitch space. Last stitch space. 11, 12. Perfect. Moving that stitch marker. There we go. And placing it in the 12th single crochet stitch we just made. Perfect. We are now set up for round 3. For round 3, the repeat pattern is going to be increase single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase single crochet, 1 single crochet. All that means is 2 single crochets, then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Repeat this pattern all the way around for round 3. You will end round 3 with a total of 18 single crochet stitches. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 16, 17, and 18. Great. Moving that row marker, placing it into the 18th stitch just made. There we go. All right, so for round 4, we will be making this new repeat pattern where it's increase single crochet in the first stitch and then 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitch spaces. So 2 single crochet, 1, 1, 2 single crochet, 1, 1. Repeat this pattern all the way around for round 4, ending round 4 with a total of 24 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Great. Moving the stitch marker. Go into that 24th stitch. Perfect. We are now on to round 5. Now, again, to count your rounds, if you're not quite sure how I'm knowing which round I'm on, look at the circles. So the center circle is 1, 2, 3, 4. We're now working round 5. For round 5, the repeat pattern will be increase single crochet and then 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitch spaces. And then increase single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitch spaces. Repeat this pattern all the way around for round 5. You will end round 5 with a total of 30 stitches. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 27, 28, 29, and 30. Great. Just finished round 5, moving my stitch marker, and we are ready for round 6. For round 6, the repeat pattern is going to be increase single crochet and then 1 single crochet and the next 4 stitch spaces. So at this point, I will go 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how I will count my stitches. You will repeat this pattern all the way around for round 6, ending round 6 with a total of 36 single crochet stitches. Here we go. 1, 2, and then 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 35, and I'm going to move my stitch marker real quick so I can make 36. Great. Okay, reinsert my stitch marker there. Perfect. Okay, round 7, we are going to have a new repeat pattern. It will look like this. Increase single crochet in the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Repeating this pattern all the way around for round 7. You will end round 7 with a total of 42 stitches. 1, 2, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. 1, 2, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. 40, 41, and move my marker. 42. Replace marker. Great. We are now on to round 8. Round 8, the repeat pattern is increase single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitch spaces, and then increase single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitch spaces. You will repeat that pattern around for round 8, ending round 8 with a total of 48 stitches. Okay. We are now on round 9. Round 9, you'll start to really pick up the pattern, if you haven't already, where each round, all we are doing is adding 1 more single crochet stitch between increases. So for round 9, what we are doing is increasing single crochet in the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches, and then increase single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. You'll repeat this pattern all the way around for round 9, ending round 9 with a total of 54 stitches. 53. 54. Great. Replacing marker. For round 10, the repeat pattern will be increase single crochet in the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet stitch in the next 8 stitches, and then increase single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 8 stitches. You will end round 10 with a total of 60 stitches. Make sure you count to make sure you are staying on track. It will help you, I promise. 58, 59, 60. Great. The stitch marker really comes in handy. It's super, super helpful. For round 11, the repeat pattern will be increase single crochet in the first stitch and 1 single crochet stitch in the next 9 stitch spaces, and then increase single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 9 stitches. We will repeat this new pattern all the way around for round 11, ending round 11 with 66 stitches. 66. Great. Just finished round 11. We are on to round 12. And for round 12, the repeat pattern will be increase single crochet and then 1 single crochet in the next 10 stitch spaces. Then increase single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 10 stitch spaces. You will repeat this pattern all the way around for round 12, ending round 12 with a total of 72 stitches. Just keep growing that base. 71 and I'll just do 72 and then move my stitch marker like that. Great. We are now on to round 13. Round 13, we will increase single crochet in the first stitch and then make 1 single crochet stitch in the next 11 stitches. Repeat the pattern. Increase single crochet, then 1 single crochet in the next 11 stitches. You will repeat this pattern all the way around for round 13, ending round 13 with a total of 78 stitches. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then repeat. Just finished round 13. About to start round 14. For round 14, the repeat pattern will be increase single crochet in the first stitch and then make 1 single crochet stitch in the next 12 stitch spaces and then repeat. Increase single crochet and then 1 single crochet in the next 12 stitch spaces. You will repeat this pattern all the way around for round 14, ending round 14 with a total of 84 stitches. 82, 83, 84. Great. Just finished round 14. We are now on to round 15. Still growing the base of our bag. For round 15, the repeat pattern will be increase single crochet in the first stitch and then 1 single crochet stitch in the next 13 stitch spaces. And then repeat. Increase single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 13 stitch spaces. Repeat this pattern all the way around for round 15, ending round 15 with a total of 90 stitches. Round 16, the repeat pattern will be increase single crochet in the first stitch space and then make 1 single crochet in the next 14 stitches and then increase single crochet and then 1 single crochet in the next 14 stitches. Repeat this pattern all the way around for round 16, ending round 16 with a total of 96 stitches. 94, 95, 96. All right. Moving marker. We are now on round 17. For round 17, the repeat pattern is increase single crochet in the first stitch space and then make 1 single crochet stitch in the next 15 stitch spaces and then repeat. Increase single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 15 stitch spaces. Repeating this pattern all the way around for round 17. You should end round 17 with 102 stitches. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually wanted to cut in real quick because I wanted to show you how to attach yarn onto this project. The pink color, the hot pink color, is the only color which we will need to do this to add more yarn of the same exact color. So I wanted to show you how I do that, just in case you are unsure or your method doesn't exactly work for you. I want to show you my favorite way to join yarn. So when you come to the end of your yarn, grab the new color you want to attach. I'm going to put those two strings or strips right next to each other. Grab one side, take two fingers, wrap around the two fingers, little tail, wrap over, tuck between the two fingers right there so the little tail is coming out towards your fingernails. Grab that little tail, remove your fingers, close for a knot on this end. Follow the two strings to the other side with the other tail. Two fingers, wrap around the two fingers, grab the little tail, go over those strips between your fingers so the tail is tucked out, poking out towards your fingernail. Grab that tail, remove your fingers, tight for a knot. So you have two knots. Grab this yarn, pull, and the knots come in towards each other and they form a very strong knot that isn't going anywhere. I love this knot. It's amazing. Grab your scissors. You can actually cut these little tails close to the knot. Doesn't affect the knot at all. Used this hundreds of times. And there you go. There you go. Nothing to come back and address, and you can just keep working your project without skipping a beat and without having anything to come back and address at the end of the project. Let me work past the knot so you can get an idea of what it looks like when you work it into the project. So here's my knot right here that I just made. And I'm going to keep going. And it just camouflages in. Camouflages in. Right there. Don't even have to worry about it. So that is called an invisible knot join. If you'd like to use it, feel free. I hope it was helpful. If you have another way that you want to attach more yarn to your project, use whatever works best for you. I just thought that'd be helpful. 100, 101, 102. There we go. Just finished round 17. We are now on to round 18. For round 18, the repeat pattern will be increase single crochet in the first stitch space and then 1 single crochet in the next 16 stitches, and then repeat. Increase single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 16 stitches. Still growing the bottom here. You should repeat this pattern all the way around for round 18. You will end round 18 with a total of 108 stitches. 107, 108. There we go. Just finished round 18. Ready for round 19. Getting close to finishing up the bottom expansion. So for round 19, we're going to repeat a pattern, increase single crochet in the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet stitch in the next 17 stitches. And then repeat. Increase single crochet, and then 1 single crochet in the next 17 stitches. Repeat this pattern all the way around for round 19. You will end round 19 with a total of 114 stitches. We are now on round 20. For round 20, the repeat pattern will be increase single crochet in the first stitch space and then make 1 single crochet in the next 18 stitch spaces. And then repeat. Increase single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 18 stitch spaces. We will repeat this pattern all the way around for round 20, ending round 20 with 120 stitches. Whew, it's getting up there. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 118, 119, 120. All right, so for round 21, the repeat pattern will be increase single crochet in the first stitch space and then make 1 single crochet in the next 19 stitch spaces, and then repeat, increase single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 19 stitch spaces. Repeating this pattern all the way around for round 21, ending round 21 with 126 stitches. You're so close. You're doing a fantastic job. Keep it up. 25, 126. There we go. All right, just finished round 21. We are now on to round 22. Now, round 22 is the very last round of increases. It's the very last round that we continue to expand the base of this tote bag. The repeat pattern for round 22 will be increase single crochet in the first stitch and then make 1 single crochet in the next 20 stitches, and then repeat, increase single crochet and then 1 single crochet in the next 20 stitches. You will repeat this pattern all the way around for round 22. You will end round 22 with a total of 132 stitches. You got this. Almost there. All right, so just finished round 22. Moving that stitch marker. Great. Okay, so for round 23 through the end of round 34, all you are doing is making 1 single crochet stitch in every stitch space all the way around. We have just finished expanding the base of our tote bag, and now we are starting to work on the actual body of the tote bag, building it up, actually making the bag itself. You will end each round here on out with 132 stitches, but I will meet you at the end of round 34 to color change. I'll see you very soon. 130, 131, and 132. Got to move my stitch marker, but actually I have just finished the last row of my pink color. I'm about to transition to changing colors. What we are going to do next is slip stitch into the very next stitch space. Slip stitch, grab our scissors, cut a long enough tail for us to weave in the end at the end of the project. We aren't going to do that right now. Yarn over that tail, pull that tail through the loop on a crochet hook for a tie off, pull tight. And what that does by slip stitching into the next stitch space is just creates a much smoother transition, so it's not such an abrupt stop right there. All right, go ahead and grab your cream color. Create a slip knot. Attach your crochet hook. Great. Now, I'm not going to join where I slip stitched here. I'm actually going to move back a couple of stitches to start and attach my new color, just so that way when I work over where I stopped here, it'll help to blend everything in. So it doesn't exactly matter where you start. I'm probably going to go back 5 stitch spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, you can work backwards wherever you want to. Slip stitch into this stitch just to attach the new color of yarn to the project. Boom, just like that. Great. Chain 1. And now we are about to begin round 35. So to begin round 35, we will single crochet in the first stitch space that we just slip stitched into to attach our yarn, and then continue making 1 single crochet in every stitch space around. You will want to end with 132 stitches if you would like to keep on count. And you will want to put a stitch in the exact same stitch space that you slip stitched into. So I am not going to make a crochet stitch on the slip stitch that I used to close the pink. I'm going to go below where I slip stitched into, and I'm going to go ahead and make my single crochet stitch in that stitch space right there. I'm going to keep my tail out and move it aside so I can weave it in much more strongly, more effectively at the end of the project. I am not going to single crochet over it. All right, go ahead and continue around. I will meet up with you here so I can show you how we will get back onto working that continuous round to keep going. All right, coming upon the end of round 35. Here we go. Okay, 132 stitches. Now, how are we going to move on to round 36? We just do what we did before and continue going. Go ahead and grab that stitch marker. We can now use this. Place your stitch marker in that last stitch we just made, showing that we've closed off round 35. To dive into round 36, just go straight for a single crochet in that first stitch space. Okay, so we are going to continue working with this cream color for round 36 and round 37. Continue on. I will meet you at the end of round 37 for us to join our next color. Okay, so finishing round 37. And this is the last round of cream. So I'm going to go ahead, move my row marker. There we go. Because that is my last stitch space of this round. Great, slip stitch into the very next stitch space. There we go. Grab your scissors, cut a long enough tail to weave in that end. Yarn over the tail, pull the tail through the loop on your crochet hook, pull tight for a tie off, and grab your orange color. All right, so long enough tail, create a slip knot, attach crochet hook, and again, just a long enough tail for you to weave in your ends. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. All right, so this is where we stopped, where the tail indicates for us. Let's move over before. It can be 5 stitches, 4 stitches, more or less, whatever you want it to be. I'm going to go ahead and keep it 5 just to stay consistent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch into that stitch space just to attach the orange color. Slip stitch, great. Going to chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch we just slip stitched into. And we are now starting round 38. Great, so round 38, go ahead and work 1 single crochet in each stitch around. When you get to this part right here, 132 total stitches in your round, then attach your stitch marker to identify your very last stitch, and then continue working your continuous rounds just like we did when we attached the cream color. You're going to repeat that same process. You will use the orange color for round 38 through the end of round 49. I will meet you at the end of round 49 to show you what we do next. Now again, when it comes to this slip stitch, I am going to go ahead and put my crochet hook into the actual stitch below the slip stitch because that was the actual stitch space, and then continue on. And I'm going to keep the tail out so I can weave it in. I am not going to crochet over it. If you would like to crochet over it, it's your project. You can do what you want. All right, just ending row or round 49, moving my stitch marker. There we go. That's my last stitch. Perfect. Slip stitch into the very next stitch to close off this round with a smooth transition. Grab your scissors, cut long enough tail for us to weave in our ends. Yarn over, pull through. Great. Next color is back to the cream. The cream is the color we are using to divide all the colors up. Grabbing the cream, starting with a long enough tail for us to weave in that end. Create our slip knot, attach our crochet hook. Great. Okay, back to the work. I like to work backwards 5 spaces. You do what you want to do wherever you want to attach your yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Slip stitch in this stitch space to attach our new color. There we go. Chain 1 and go about single crocheting in each stitch all the way around, just like we did before. Okay, so with this cream color, we are going to work this cream color for round 50 through the end of round 52. So I will meet you at the end of round 52 to attach our next color. Finishing up round 52. Move this stitch marker. Maybe. There we go. Great. Awesome. Okay, slip stitching into the next stitch over. Scissors, cut, tie off, pull tight. Awesome. Next color is the yellow. Ah, these colors are just so summery. I love it. Okay, long tail. Here we go. 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch to attach, chain 1, and here we go. All right, so for the yellow color, we are going to make 1 single crochet stitch in each stitch all the way around. We will work yellow round 53 through the end of round 64. All right, go ahead and keep working, and I will meet you at the end of round 64 to show you what we do next and how it's going to be a little bit different. All right, just finishing round 64. There we go. Move my stitch marker. That was the last stitch space for my round. Perfect. Okay, we're going to go ahead and tie off this yellow color. Slip stitch into the very next stitch space. Grabbing scissors, cutting long tail. Yarn over, pull through for that tie off. Great. Okay, so round 65 is very different because in this round, we are going to be making the pocket holes. Now, for this particular tote bag, I decided to make inverted pockets opposed to outside pockets. So it has a little bit different appeal. Everything is going to be located inside the bag instead of anything being outside of the bag. Grabbing the cream color, starting with long enough tail, creating slip knot, attaching crochet hook. I'm going to move my row marker aside for right now, waiting till I get to the very end so I can attach it to that last stitch space. Okay, so again, going to attach my new color 5 stitches back. For me, you do what you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch. Great. And if you're curious, all my tails are all still inside the bag. So I haven't cleaned those up yet. I haven't woven those in yet. That I'm going to wait to the last thing I do with this project. I'm going to chain 1. Now for round 65, I'm going to start by single crocheting in the first 23 stitches. So including the very first stitch we just slip stitched in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we get to the slip stitch that we used to close that round, we're going to go ahead and single crochet in the stitch below that we slip stitched into. So there's 6. Move that tail. I'm going to weave those in later. 7, 8, 22, 23. Great. All right. So now I'm going to chain 20 and skip 20 stitch spaces. So start by chaining 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 19, and 20. Now let's come back to the work. Skip 20 stitch spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Great. Find 21, single crochet in 21. And we're actually going to continue making a full 46 stitches, 46 single crochet stitches. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 45, and 46. Great. Now I'm going to make a pocket on both sides of my tote bag. So I'm going to, again, chain 20 chains and skip 20 stitch spaces. 1, 2, 3, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 17, 18, 19, 20. In stitch 21, single crochet, and you will single crochet in the last 23 stitches, which will just bring you home to the very last stitch here. 22 and 23. So all in all, when you finish this round, you should end with a total of 132 stitches, because that's how many stitches are in every single row. Grab my stitch marker, insert into that last stitch space, and now I'm going to use continuous rounds to keep going. Now I'm going to go ahead and single crochet in each stitch up to the chain, and I'm going to work the first chain with you to show you how I work around the chain, and then I will set you free to continue on. So just diving right into single crocheting on top of single crocheting. We are now in row 66. Okay, so just came upon the chain situation. Now this is up to you. You can either single crochet inside each stitch, inside each chain, or you can single crochet around it. Now for me, what I'm going to do, because I might want to actually put a border around this particular pocket opening, I'm going to go ahead and single crochet into that chain. Single crochet into that chain. And what this will do, for one, it'll keep me on count. And for two, when I go back around to actually put a border around it, it'll make it easier for me to see that loop, that stitch. But if you do want to crochet around the chain, you're more than welcome to do that as well. You will just put a total of 20 single crochet stitches around this chain to keep on count. And 20. All right, so then just continue working around in every stitch, making a single crochet stitch, working all the way around, just repeating what we did for this chain 20 over here on that chain 20, and make your way all the way around. Now we're going to work this cream color. So this is round 66. We're going to work this cream color for round 67 also. And for round 67, all we are doing is making one single crochet stitch in every stitch across. And now that we've made a stitch into the chain, you're just going to work it normal, where you just work a single crochet stitch in each stitch all the way around. Okay, and then I'm going to meet you at the end of round 67 to show you how we move on to the next color, and paying attention in that last color, because we're actually going to be putting something in that last color as well. Closing off round 67 right here. We are done with the cream color. Getting my tail, tying off the work. And we're going to grab the very last color we are going to use for the main body of the tote bag, and that is the green color. Oh, these colors, man. So excited about them. They just put me in the right frame of mind, you know? I see these colors and I think summer. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go. Chain 1. Okay, so when it comes to, I'm going to go ahead and single crochet in that first stitch space just so I can put this down, tuck all those tails on the inside of the work. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to continue this whole continuous rounds pattern, making one single crochet stitch in each stitch across. We're going to repeat this. So we are now on round 68. We're going to work up through round 75 and then pause. Pause before you enter 75. So really work round 68 through the end of round 74. It's round 75 that we are going to start adding some pocket holes, some extra details to the work to help us with the straps. All right, so let's go ahead, continue working. One single crochet stitch, each stitch around, and I will meet you at the end of round 74 to show you how we work round 75 a little different. All right, just finishing up round 74. And there we go. Replacing my stitch marker. All right, for round 75, we are going to start adding little holes in round 75 for our straps to attach to. Gonna follow along with me, and we're gonna do this together. So we're gonna start by single crocheting in the first 22 stitch spaces. 1, 2, 21, 22. Great. Then we're gonna chain 1, skip the next stitch space, and single crochet in the next 33 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 32, 33. All right, chain 1, skip the next stitch space, and single crochet in the next 31 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 29, 30, 31. Great. Chain 1, skip the next stitch space, and single crochet in the next 33 stitches. 1, 2, 31, 32, 33. Chain 1, skip the next stitch space, and single crochet in the last 9 stitches to close off round 75. 8 and last stitch space. 9. Perfect. Awesome. All right. Now to finish off this main body of the tote bag, we will continue making 1 single crochet stitch in every stitch all the way around for round 76 through the end of round 79. I will meet you at the end of round 79 to close off the tote bag and start working on the next step of the process. You're doing such a great job. I hope you're having fun. And we have just finished round 79. And we are done with the tote bag, the main body. So I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch in the next stitch over. Grab my scissors. Cut, long tail. Yarn over, tie off. There we go. Awesome. All right, so the next thing I want to make for my tote bag, what you will see in the pattern most specifically, is the pocket or the large pocket square that we're going to make an insert on the inside of the bag just to have a spot for this opening to stop at. The outside of the bag, pocket. So we need to make the big square or rectangle that we're going to attach here on the inside of the bag. So I'm going to use both the pink and the orange colors. I'm going to have 2 pockets here. One will be pink, one will be orange. Right now I am just utilizing what I have left of my yarn that I've already used, the scraps in particular. We're going to use these things. So I'm going to make 1 pocket that's orange, 1 pocket that's pink. That way I have enough materials. Starting with a long enough tail, creating a slip knot, attaching crochet hook. Great. And what we're going to do here is we're going to start by chaining 23 chains. 1, 2, 3, 21, 22, 23. Great. For row 1, we're going to single crochet in the second chain from our crochet hook, and then in every single chain all the way across. You'll end row 1 with a total of 22 single crochet stitches. So skipping the first V, looking for the second V, single crochet. And 22, just finished row 1. We will chain 1, turn our work. Now for row 2 through the end of row 20, all we are doing is making 1 single crochet stitch in every stitch all the way across. And then at the end of every row, we will chain 1, turn, and start again, making 1 single crochet stitch in every stitch all the way across. Every row will have a total of 22 stitches in it. Go ahead and continue on, and I will meet you at the end of row 20 to show you what to do next. And 20. Great. Just finished up all 20 rows. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Grabbing our scissors, we're going to cut a long enough tail, just to weave in our ends. We do not need to worry about having a long enough tail for us to join this rectangle to the project. We're actually going to do something different there. So just a short tail, tie off your work. And before we move forward, go ahead and weave in your ends so that way everything looks neat, tidy. And then you're going to repeat this exact process one more time, but with your pink yarn. So once you have finished both of these rectangular shapes, come back and we will move on to making the very next thing in this whole bag project. All right, great. Now that we have finished both of these rectangular sections for the inside of the bag to just tie off the pocket, we're going to take these and we're just going to set them off to the side. Grab your bag. Grab the green color yarn and your crochet hook. What we will do next in the pattern is just a slip stitch border around the pocket to give it a much more cleaned up look. So taking our green yarn, long enough tail for us to weave in that end so we can clean it up at the end. Slip knot, attaching crochet hook. Great. So we find a side, a corner. So either this corner or this corner. It doesn't really matter where you start. I'm going to attach my yarn into the same stitch that there's already a stitch in. That way I don't have any holes. Everything is secure. And I will slip stitch into that stitch space. I will continue making one slip stitch in each stitch all the way across, including making a slip stitch into this stitch space right here where there is already a stitch. So let's go ahead and do this together. And just slip stitch. Slip. Almost there. And last stitch on this bottom side already has a stitch in that space. And by adding a slip stitch here, we make sure that there is no significant hole on this side either. Let's go ahead and rotate the bag. We will start working along the top of the pocket now. Okay, again, working into this space right here. It's basically the same stitch space that there's already a stitch inside. So if you look right here, if you need to, if you can easily see it, if you take the bag and you pull it a little bit, you'll see this space right here. Going to slip stitch into that and then continue making one slip stitch in each stitch space across and ending with this stitch space right here. So this was a stitch that was open. The next is basically into the side of that stitch right there. Perfect. And then slip stitch into the same stitch I already have a green slip stitch into to close. Grabbing scissors, just cutting a long enough tail for us to weave in that end. Gonna go ahead, take my tail, tie off the work. And then I'll take my two tails and I'll tie those together. And that kind of just brings them together here. Tie, real tight, there we go. And then I will come back and weave in those ends. Great, and isn't that cute how that looks right there? Super cute. Okay, go ahead and weave in your ends. Repeat what we just did on the other side of the bag, and then we will come back and do the next step. Great. Next, we are going to start working on the magnet pocket. So we have our magnets right here. We're just going to take one of those magnets. We're going to create a square that we will then put the magnet inside and sew attach onto the inner side of the bag. So grabbing our yellow, long enough tail for us to weave in that end, slip knot, attach crochet hook, Perfect. All right, start by chaining 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Row 1, we will start by just making 1 single crochet in the second chain from our crochet hook, and then continue on making 1 single crochet stitch in each stitch across for a total of 6 single crochet stitches. Great, when you get to the end, we will chain 1, turn our work, and continue making 1 single crochet stitch in every stitch all the way across for row 2 through the end of row 6. I'll meet you at the end of row 6 to show you what we do next. And finishing row 6. Great. All right, it's at this time that you would take your scissors and you will cut off a long enough tail for you to sew and attach this square onto your project. So make sure that this tail is about long enough to curl around. If you need to add more yarn, you absolutely can. Then we will tie off our work, pull tight. Perfect. Now we are ready to attach or sew this square onto our bag. Go ahead and grab one of your magnets. Perfect. Come to your bag. Flip the bag so you're looking on the inside of the pocket. Let's kind of maneuver this a little bit. Great. Okay, looking at the inside of the pocket, we're going to count 10 stitches in. Now you can go from either way. 10 stitches in will lead you to the very center of this pocket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then we're going to count 3 stitches down. So 1, 2, 3, and that's where the top of the magnet will go. We will take our square section. Go ahead and grab your yarn needle or tapestry needle. Thread that tail through. Now, before we even get to this point, I already did this, but before we actually sew and attach this square onto the project, I want you to take the little small tail and I want you to weave that in. That way you don't have to worry about anything. And when you finish sewing and attaching the square, you're done. Okay, so before we sew and attach, weave in that little tail. And we will be sewing this square onto the work around this magnet. If you want to, you can grab your stitch markers and attach your square into the designated spots. That way it doesn't move, doesn't shift on you at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and actually remove my magnet. And I'm just going to go ahead and attach myself without worrying about it. Now that's me, but if you're somebody who really needs, I'm going to be pinching hard. So if you're somebody that really needs those stitch markers to help you out, by all means, please use them. Now, what's great about making this square section the same color of the bag that we are attaching it to, you do not need to be an expert sewer. You can even do a sloppy job. And because the colors are the same, it will just camouflage on the other side of the work, which is pretty great. Okay, and when it's at the point where I'm about to work back over, I'm going to take my magnet, slip it back into this little pouch. Great. And then sew to finish off the join. And then we have permanently sewn that magnet into the inside of the pocket. Now we want to do this step before we actually sew and attach the major rectangle, because it's so much easier to do it this way than to fuss with working between the body of the tote and that rectangle side. Great, I've made it all the way around. If you would like, you can go back around one more time, really kind of even going on the outside of the work in and just kind of giving it more of a camouflaged, melded look. If you want, that's completely up to you.
totally optional. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just make it to the corner here because I've shown you how to do that. And then I'm going to tie off my work. Okay, so I'm going to come into, I'm doing all this on the inside of the bag so it's hidden. Come into a stitch. I'm going to hold some back with my finger. I'm going to take the little bit I held back and twist it to form this X shape. Take my yarn needle. You'll see there's a yarn on the top, yarn on the bottom. I want to go underneath the yarn that's on the bottom. And then I'm going to slowly feed, that way my knot will secure where I want it to and not really high up and I'm left with a bunch of slack. There we go. And then I'm just going to weave in the rest of my end. Back into the work, hide that, pull it so it's not all bunched right there. Release my needle, grab my scissors, cut that slack, and I'm done. Perfect. So there is one. Repeat this process by making the 6-row little square section, attaching or grabbing a magnet and attaching to the other pocket on the other side, and then come back to the video, come back to this project, and I'll show you the next thing we're going to be working on. The next thing we're going to work on is the strap on the outside of the pocket that will have a magnet in it and close the pockets together. It's a really cute little accessory piece that you can add to the pocket that will just have a nice little strap to keep anything that is placed inside the pocket in the actual pocket. Let's go ahead and set this off to the side. Grab your green color again, starting with a long enough tail to weave in those ends, slip knot, crochet hook. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Row 1, we will single crochet in that second chain from our crochet hook, and then also make 1 single crochet in each stitch across the row for a total of 6 single crochet stitches. 6, great. Chain 1, turn your work. Now for row 2 through 7, we're going to go 7 here. Just do the same thing. 1 single crochet stitch in every stitch all the way across. Chain 1, turn your work, and continue. I will meet you at the end of row 7 to show you what we will do different for row 8. Finishing row 7. Great. Okay, so for row 8 of this first strap, we are going to chain 1, turn our work, and we are going to work a single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet. Here we go. It's going to form kind of like a little half circle kind of look. So single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, and then double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet. And then for strap number 1, we're just going to tie off with a short tail. There we go. Tie off our work. Okay, do this one more time. Row 1 through 7, just 1 single crochet stitch in each stitch across. Row 8, making the single, half double, 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 half double, single. And then I will meet you at the end of the second strap to show you what we will do to join them together and then add the magnet and attach it to the actual tote bag. You got this. Here we go. Half double and single crochet. Great. Now what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to make a single crochet join with taking the first strap, second strap, layering them on top of each other and single crocheting around them. However, what I want to do first before I do that is I want to clean up the ends of strap number 1 so that way they're out of my way. So let's go ahead and take care of that real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and now join these two sides together. So I'm going to put the strap number 1 underneath strap number 2 that I still have yarn attached to. And we're going to start single crocheting these 2 stitches or these 2 straps together. If you want to, again, you can incorporate stitch markers to keep all of these sides together so you don't have any fussing with shifting happening. It's all very easy going for you. When I get to the first corner, this is going to be an actual corner. This is where we are rounded. This is where it's an actual like straight corner. Corner number 1, we will make 3 single crochets into this corner. 1, 2, 3. That gets us around that corner very nicely. Continue making 1 single crochet. And I'm working between the stitches. I am not working into the foundation row. All right, and in that very last corner or the second corner, we will also make 3 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and take that tail and move it forward. We want to weave that in so that way we have a much better secure hold of the tail opposed to just crocheting over it. And then let's make our way up to the top. Great. Okay, before we start working the rounded section, let's go ahead and grab our magnet. Now, before I know which side to place the magnet, I want this side with my stitches, my V stitches facing forward to be facing me. I want this to be on the top of my work. This is how I'm going to join it onto the bag. Okay, so set that down. Grab your magnet, grab your bag, and what we're going to do here is we're going to see which side will actually want to connect and which side will want to repel. We're trying, but there's force pushing the magnet away from me. So I want the side that is grabbing to be facing down. So now I know I need the magnet to look like this when I insert it in. It would be a big bummer if you didn't check that and went about making everything and then you go to attach this top and for some reason the top strap does not want to connect to the bag at all. That would not be good. That would defeat the purpose. All right, let's go ahead and close this up. Making 1 single crochet on top of the single crochet, 1 single crochet on top of the half double crochet, 1 single crochet on top of the double crochet, single crochet on the next double crochet, single crochet on the half double crochet stitch, and ending with a single crochet on single crochet stitch. Awesome. What I'm going to do last is slip stitch into the very first single crochet stitch. So that way it has a very smooth close to it. Grab my scissors. Only need to cut a small tail here so we can weave in that end. Yarn over, pull through, tie off. Great. Now go ahead, take a second, grab your yarn needle and weave in these ends, and then we will come back and we will sew this strap, or we will do the next step in the strap and then attach it to the bag. All right, we've weaved in or woven in all of our ends. Now what we want to do is we want to secure this magnet that's inside this little pouch. We want to make sure that the magnet is towards the bottom so that way we can make sure that the strap, when it comes down to magnetize and clamp, it can do so and the magnet isn't just free floating. So let's go ahead and take the flat side and kind of shake it, and that'll cause the magnet to come to the very bottom of the strap. Let's grab some green color. We're going to grab quite a bit, because what we're going to do is we're going to sew a line to make sure that the magnet stays put, and then we're going to come up the side and then use the same yarn to attach this strap to the bag. Leave that end, come to the back. I'm going to go ahead and go in, leave back a little bit of a tail, come back through, and then tie a knot. Now we have a long enough tail for me to weave in that end when I come back. Great. And then just go ahead and continue across so that magnet doesn't move. Awesome. Come all the way over. Great. Now, if you wanted to, if you had enough yarn and you're fine with it, you could go back across just for an extra secure hold of that magnet, but I think one will work for me. Ooh. Then I'm going to go ahead and weave up the side. Come all the way up. And through a corner V-stitch. See that V-stitch right there? Just come right through. Great. Now I'm going to bring the strap over to my bag. Make sure that I have the right side of the strap magnetized to the other magnet. I'm going to push this strap to the back and align. I'm going to take all of this, all of that. I'm going to align the strap so it'll lay flat, just like that, and pinch. Look at the back. The top of the strap should now be in the green section of the bag. So I'm going to come through, looking on the inside. Again, if you want to, you can absolutely grab your stitch markers so you can pin it there, but I'm just going to pinch everything together. And you're going to go ahead and sew this strap to the green section. I'm even going to come around a little bit just to really maximize the hold that this strap has onto the bag. Staying in the green section, I'm not going to cross over to the cream section. And then I'm going to come back this way. And what's great is by staying in the same color section, again, you don't have to do a perfect job because the colors will just blend in and you won't even see that you have attached or sewn anything into the work. Great. Once you've made it back to the other side, do a test. Pull the work away, see if there's any significant holes. Come to the front of the work. See if there's anything you would want to fix, adjust. If you are good, go ahead and tie it off. So grab some yarn, hold back some yarn, twist for that X shape right there, underneath, and slowly feed. And then take this long tail you have left over, just weave in your ends one way, then coming back. Awesome. And that's it, everybody. Grabbing scissors. There's that, okay? Checking your pocket. You'll come back and you'll weave in this end, and then pocket number 1 is done. And then repeat everything we did to make this strap and attach to the other side of the bag. Once you're done with this strap, we'll come back and we will attach the rectangular sections to the inside of the bag and the pocket will be complete. All right, let's go ahead and attach the inner lining of the pocket to our tote bag. So I'm gonna start by turning my bag inside out. So I'm gonna just go ahead and flip it. Shake it so everything will come out. Great. You can already see that I still have some ends that I need to weave in. Just an indicator that we are on the inside of the bag. Okay, so we're gonna take our rectangular shape and we're gonna place it lining the corners up. So finding our opening here, I'm gonna align so that way we are staying in line with the top of the cream color here, and the bottom of the cream color here. Now you might see that it wants to bow a little bit, and I like that. I want that because what that tells me is that there's going to be a lot of give, a lot of pocket space in here for me to put things. It's not going to be so tight that I'm going to have a hard time putting anything in this pocket. I want a little bit of give. So I'm going to line these up here. Go ahead and grab your 4 stitch markers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to use these stitch markers to just pin these in place. If you want to, you can also peek to make sure you are covering the opening of the actual pocket. And if you want to be super precise, like making sure it's absolutely even, which you don't really have to because it's all hidden on the inside, but if you really want to, just flip over the top here and see 1, 2 spaces here, 1, 2 spaces there. Okay, I'm perfectly even. And then attach so that way this pocket doesn't shift when we attach it. The only thing that you really want to be extra cautious on, extra careful, is when we do sew this pocket onto the tote bag, we don't accidentally go through both sides of the tote bag and sew it shut. That would be bad. If you want to, you can always stick like a piece of paper here on the other side, and that'll be a good indicator for you that, oh, there's my stop. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and run my hand along the back so that way I can make sure I didn't go all the way through, and I didn't. We are good. Grab the yellow color yarn and the cream color yarn. So you're gonna have just a little bit of this left. So matching up with that yellow, and then the cream to match up with the cream here. And grab your yarn needle, tapestry needle, and a pair of scissors. All right, so I am gonna go ahead and begin with the cream color here on the bottom. So I'm gonna move my yellow aside, grab a good size string here. Again, if you don't cut enough, you can always add more. It's not a big deal. I like to err on a little too much, especially since we're on our second ball of cream color and we've got extra here. All right, I'm gonna come to where the yellow and the cream meet on one side, and that is where I'm gonna join. I'm gonna come into the cream color, making sure I only pick up this side of the bag. I don't actually go through both sides of the bag. And then I'm gonna match up with the orange or whatever color you're working with here. And then with a long enough tail for me to weave in my ends, I'm gonna tie a knot. I'm gonna tie 2 knots just for extra added security there. And then I'm gonna come around, go in the cream, through, and up through the colored of the pocket. Remove the stitch marker. And you want to follow the line between the cream and the orange here. Just kind of follow along. This is all going to be on the inside of the bag, so we're not going to necessarily see what's happening here, but we will see what's happening on the outside, which is why we want to keep the color to color. You do not want this cream to go too far deep into that orange section. Otherwise, you will be able to see it on the front of the bag. Right, other side here, removing stitch marker. Making sure that everything was staying in place. Awesome. Moving up. Making sure I'm also not going through both sides. All right, so I've made it to the end of the cream color. I'm going to pause here. I'm actually going to tie off the work by inserting my yarn needle into some stitches here, or some yarns. Hold some back. Twist it so I have this X shape. You have one yarn on the top and one yarn on the bottom. I want to go around the yarn that goes on the top and underneath. So when I pull, it creates a slip knot. If you went the wrong direction, it really won't hold. It won't create the knot. So just redo the whole twist thing, but go in at it in a different way. And then I'm going to just weave in this end within the stitches a little bit and cut. Perfect. All right, so I'm now going to move on, and I think I'm going to go ahead and flip the bag like this and continue just doing the cream section. I know you might think, what about the yellow sections? I'm actually going to save that for last so I can create this like poof section and clamp. So I'm doing this for a reason. All right. Okay, so grabbing some more cream color yarn. Thread this through and just do exactly what we did on this side right here, but over here. When you go over the actual magnet pouch part, don't let that bother you at all. Just keep working over it. Keep everything in line. Everything in line. When you are sewing to join the pocket onto the tote bag, just keep working. Make sure that this flap, you're not going all the way through the bag. You're just going through the top section of this flap to join and attach, okay? Keeping that all in line. You definitely don't want to go all the way through the bag because then you will hit parts of the bag you don't want to hit. All right, let's go ahead and do this. All right, great. I have just finished attaching the bottom. I finished attaching the top. You can tell that you can't even see where the joins are at all here or here. So this is super awesome. Now let's move on to attaching the center part of the pocket and finishing up this pocket join. So grabbing our yellow color so that way the yellow matches. Now the difference between working the center part of the pocket opposed to the outermost part of the pocket is that there is a little bit of a bow here. So if I were to lay this flat, you may, and I join while I'm going, it could be easy for, as I'm going, this to kind of lift up a little bit. So what's going to be important when we are attaching the pocket is that we keep making sure that the side is flat and in line with itself. All right, so that's going to be super important. Follow the line, make sure it stays in line with itself, and make sure it stays flat so as you're going, it doesn't bunch. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and begin my join. And I am following the line all the way down to the base of the yellow because we've already attached the bottom corner with the white. Great, and then I'm going to go in and tie this work off. So insert into the same stitch, holding a little bit back, twisting, and slowly feeding so I can control where that knot goes. Great, and then weave in the end to finish up. Perfect. Scissors. And that's it, guys. Just repeat what we just did for the other side of this pocket. And the pocket is attached. It's done. All right, go ahead and complete that and we'll move on to the next step. And now this is what we are looking at. Readjust the magnet there. There we go. And when we go to open the magnet flap, now we have an awesome pocket. It's very strong, very sturdy. We can place whatever we want in there. We can close that up. And when we flip it upside down, everything will stay put. Pretty cool, right? Awesome. Okay, so I already attached the other pocket to the other side. I have two different colors, a pink and an orange, which makes it extra fun because then there's a lot of colors going on. Go ahead and make sure both of your pockets are attached. And then we're going to move on to making the straps of the tote bag. Last thing we got to make. Super excited. Almost done. I'll see you very soon. All right, for the strap of the tote bag, we are using the cream color yarn and our crochet hook. Now, because we're using the cream color, I decided to change the color of my backdrop so it was easier for you to see the process. All right, beginning with a tail long enough for us to weave in our ends at the end of the project, creating a slip knot, attach our crochet hook. We begin by making 41 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 39, 40, 41. Great. For round one of our strap here, we're going to single crochet in the second chain from our crochet hook. So looking at our V stitches, 1, 2, single crochet. And then all we're doing is making one single crochet stitch in every stitch all the way around. I'm actually going to meet you in this very last stitch space where we're going to go around and start working on the other side. So going to the end of round one. In that very last chain, we're actually going to make 4 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, going to move this tail just off to the side. I'm not going to single crochet over it. Same last chain, 3 and 4. Now making 4 single crochet stitches in this last chain helps us to very smoothly transition to the other side of this chain, of the other side of the work here. Very clean, very smooth. And then what we're going to do is continue making 1 single crochet stitch in the bottom side of that same stitch all the way across. So for me, I have 1 loop that I'm going to be picking up or going underneath and making my single crochet. If you're somebody, when you make your single crochet stitches off of the foundation row, you only pick up 1 loop. In this situation, I would go ahead and place my single crochet stitch underneath the bottom 2 loops then. We really want these stitches to be butted up against each other. Right? Continue working the single crochet stitch in each stitch, the bottom side of each stitch, all the way across, and I will meet you at the end to show you what we do next. Okay, in the very last stitch space here, the last stitch for round one, we're actually going to make 3 single crochet stitches because there is already a single crochet stitch in there from when we began, which makes it a total of 4. 1, 2, 3. To close this round, we're going to slip stitch into the top of the very first single crochet stitch. We are making closed rounds. These are not continuous. All of these rounds for this strap will be closed. All right, we are now prepared to move on to round 2. For round 2, we will start by chaining 1. Single crochet in the first stitch that we just slip stitched into. And then single crochet in the following 9 stitches for a total of 10 single crochets. So this would be 2, 3. I'm crocheting on the tighter end here. My stitches are whistling. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Just double checking real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Next, we're going to half double crochet in the next 20 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 18, 19, and 20. Great. And then following that, we're going to make 10 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 10. Perfect. We've made it to our first corner. In the next 2 stitch spaces, we're going to make 2 single crochets. 1, 2. Next stitch. 1, 2. And that helps us to get around that corner there. All right, and then we're going to repeat what we did before. 10 single crochet stitches, 20 half double crochet stitches, and then 10 single crochet stitches. I'll meet you at the very end to close round 2. Great, and at the end of round 2, make 2 single crochet stitches in the next 2 stitch spaces. So 1, 2, next stitch, 1, 2, and then pause. You're done. So it looks like there is a stitch right here, but that's actually not a stitch. That is the slip stitch that we made to close round 1. So don't put anything in there. It's important for you to follow the stitches that we just did so that way you don't accidentally add a stitch here. Okay, so I'm making a point to point that out so that way it doesn't get forgotten about and somebody puts a stitch right there. We're going to slip stitch into the top of the very first single crochet stitch to close round 2. And when we do that, it actually smoothens out that whole closure and looks very nice. Let's move on to round 3. Round 3, we will chain 1. Start by making 1 single crochet stitch in the first 10 stitch spaces. So 1, 2, 9, 10. Make 1 half double crochet in the following 20 stitch spaces, and then follow that up with 10 single crochets in the following stitch spaces after that. So 20 half double crochets and then 10 single crochets. Just made it to the first corner of round 3. What we will do next, so we just finished the 10 single crochet stitches here. Next, we will make 2 single crochet stitches in the following stitch space. 1, 2, slip stitch into the next stitch, slip stitch, and what this will do is it'll just help get us really, really close to the work when we go to elongate this strap. All right, so what we're doing next is chaining 10. And in doing this, we are elongating the strap. All right. Turn our work. We're going to single crochet into the second chain from our crochet hook. 1, 2, single crochet, and make 1 single crochet in the next 8 chains for a total of 9 single crochets. So that's 2, 9. Great. Slip stitch into the next stitch space that has nothing in it. Slip stitch. Make 2 single crochets in the next stitch space. 1, 2, and then we repeat our pattern of 10 single crochets, 20 half double crochets, 10 single crochets. I'll meet you at the other side so we can repeat this process again and close round 3. 10. Great. Next stitch, we're going to make 2 single crochets. 1, 2, slip stitch into the next stitch. Great. Chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rotate. Single crochet into the second chain. 1, 2, single crochet, and then make 1 single crochet in the next 8 chains for a total of 9 single crochet stitches. 8 and 9. Great. Slip stitch into the next stitch space that has nothing in it. There we go. Make 2 single crochet stitches in the following stitch space. 1, 2, and then stop. You're done. Again, this is super important for you to follow these stitches because this next spot looks like it would be a stitch space and it looks like you should put something there, but no, that is actually just a slip stitch to close the previous round. So we are going to go ahead and find the first single crochet stitch of round 3, slip stitch into that to smoothly close this round. Awesome! Let's move on to round 4. For round 4, we're going to start by chaining 1. Single crochet in the first 10 stitches, half double crochet in the next 20 stitches, and then pause for a second, okay? So 10 single crochets, 20 half double crochets, and then I'll meet up with you right there. 19, 20, great. All right, so I'm meeting up with you now because this is where things get a little bit different, all right? We're gonna single crochet stitch in the next 12 stitches. So make 1 single crochet in the next 12. 1, 2, 11, 12. All right, okay. Next, we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch space. And by doing this, we're just keeping all of the stitches really close together and no holes. I'm eliminating the holes here. Great. Next, we're going to make 1 single crochet stitch in the next 9 stitches, moving up this elongated section. 1, 7, 8, I'm going to grab my hook here, get the bottom there, 9, perfect, but we're not stopping here. We're going to actually elongate this strap even more. Now this part is adjustable depending on how long or how short you want your straps to be, but I wanted to give myself some extra long straps so I could make them adjustable. All right, next we're going to chain 50. It's a lot, so bear with me. 1, 2, 3, 48, 49, 50. All right, and then we're going to work all the way back down. So turning, single crocheting in the second chain from our crochet hook, 1, 2, and making 1 single crochet stitch in the next 48 chains for a total of 49 single crochets here. So 1, 2, 49, great. And then finding that next single crochet stitch of the 9 here, and make 1 single crochet stitch in the 9 single crochet stitch spaces. 2, 3, 8, 9, great. Slip stitch into the next stitch space. If you have to use your claw, then go for it. Oh, here it is. So slip stitch, great. And next we're just going to make 1 single crochet stitch in the following 12 stitch spaces. And what we're going to do is it's going to be 1 single crochet stitch in the next 12 stitch spaces, then 1 half double crochet stitch in the next 20 stitches, followed by 1 single crochet stitch in the next 12 stitches, and then we're repeating what we did on this side just like we did before. So I'm going to go ahead and meet you here though, just to walk you through it so that way you don't have any second guesses. So just worry about 12 single crochet, 20 half double crochet, 12 single crochet, pause, and I'll meet back up with you. 11, 12, great. Slip stitch into the next stitch space. Slip stitch, and then make 1 single crochet in the next 9 stitches. 1, 2, 9, chain 50. 1, 2, 3, 50. And then we're going to turn our work. Single crochet in the second chain from our crochet hook. 1, 2. Single crochet, and then make 1 single crochet stitch in every chain all the way down, which should be a total of 49 stitches or 49 single crochets, including the one we just made. So 1, 2, 3, 4, Okay, and 49, great. Moving right onto the next stitch here. Make 1 single crochet stitch in the following 9 stitch spaces. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Awesome. Slip stitch into the next stitch space. Slip stitch. Make 1 single crochet stitch in the next 2 stitch spaces. 1, 2, and then don't put anything in that stitch right there because that's that slip stitch that we closed the row with, or the round with. So go ahead and just slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch of round 4 to close round 4. And this is what we're looking at. So at this point right now, we have these really long ends here that we're going to use for our straps. It's going to be super awesome. The last round is round 5. In round 5, we're really just framing everything up. That's it. So go ahead and chain 1, single crochet in every single stitch all the way to the end of the strap. And I'll meet you here at the end of the strap to show you how we get around and then work the other side. All right, so when you manage to get here at the very end, the very last 2 stitches here, this would actually be stitch number 100 and 101 because we just made 99 single crochet stitches. We're gonna make 2 single crochet stitches in these 2 corner stitches here at the very end. That again is going to help us to get around very smoothly, create a really pretty point or really pretty edge right here. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2. See how that rounds out real pretty? And then continue working 1 single crochet stitch in every stitch all the way across, following this whole edge. And then when you get here at the other end, the very last 2 stitches, stitch here, you're going to place 2 single crochet stitches in each stitch space to get you nice and neatly around, and then continue making 1 single crochet stitch every stitch around. I'm actually going to meet you right here to tie off round 5, close round 5, and show you what to do next. All right, last stitch here. Remember, we don't put anything in what looks like the last stitch because that was the slip stitch to close the round below. Go ahead and slip stitch into the very first single crochet to close round 5, and our strap is done. We are done. Go ahead and grab your scissors, cut a long enough tail for you to weave in those ends, yarn over, pull through the loop on your crochet hook for a tie off. Awesome. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and take your yarn needle or tapestry needle, weave in these 2 ends, this end here and the end we began with, and then make a second strap. You're going to want to repeat this process and make 2 of these, and then come back to the video where we will attach these straps to the bag, and I'll show you how to use these cool little buckle things. All right, great. We are now on to the second to the last thing to finish the tote bag. Honestly, the last thing we'll do to finish off the tote bag is just weaving in all of our ends that are inside the bag. So this is the second to last thing, which is just attaching the handles to the tote bag itself. So I'm going to grab one of the handles and take the other and move it off to the side. I'm going to move my buckles, but hold 2 back. Great. Okay, so taking our strap here, finding the side that you want presented out to people, showing off to people. And then we're going to go ahead and take this, making sure that nothing's twisted. Okay. Take 1 buckle. Start with the buckle all the way down. See how this thing slides all the way down. So insert with the front facing you, front facing, insert into the buckle. Then take that slidey thing and push it all the way up. And take the bottom of your strap and insert it into the other side. There we go. Perfect. So it'll look like this. Great. Then we're going to take our strap, and we're going to put it in the chain one space going from the inside of the bag outward. And of course you can adjust this or change this however works better for you. This is just how I do it. Okay, and then take the tongue or the bottom of the strap, come back in, move that down, and through there. And that is your strap, and it's actually extremely strong. It's really, really durable. You're gonna love that. That's why we put so many rows or rounds between the chain one space and the top of the bag to really secure this hold, and it is strong. All right, let's go ahead and follow this, making sure there's no twists. Okay, bottom. Okay, again, pushing this all the way down, inserting, coming up, pushing this all the way up, inserting. There we go. So now it's looks like that. Finding the chain one hole, taking the strap inside the bag, out. There we go. Okay, again, taking that bottom of the strap in, top, out, just like that, and there's the strap. And again, this is completely adjustable, so you can make this strap longer or shorter according to how you want it to fit on your body. And if you find that you really wanted this strap to be even shorter than it can accommodate for this, or you want the look to be shorter without having such a long tail here, or longer, depending on how you want it, feel free to, instead of making 50 chains there at the bottom, adjust that chain count. That's all you got to do. It's not going to change anything about the strap. It'll just, except for its own personal length, there isn't going to be any stitch count requirement that's going to mess up if you change how many chains are here on the sides. All that's going to change is the length. So add to it, shrink it. It's yours to adjust however you want. All right, guys, that's it. Then you'll just repeat this on the other side. For the other strap, weave in your ends, and you're done.
All right, guys, I know there was a lot of pieces to this bag, and yes, it might have taken you a hot second to make it, but I really believe that it's worth it. Everything involved. This has utility. It has usability. I mean, I am using this all the time this summer. Just made it, and I'm super excited about being able to use it on this beach. One thing that I do like, I didn't line this bag, so after I'm done like fooling around with the sand and having this thing get all dirty, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna throw this thing in the washing machine, and it's gonna come out easy peasy, just clean. It's like super easy maintenance, which is what I wanted, especially being a mom, is super easy maintenance and something that I can actually use. Because again, it's all about crocheting something and making a memory, not just crocheting something to crochet something. And this is going to be one that's gonna be in a lot of memories, I'm sure. If you like this video, please push the thumbs up button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet already. That way you don't miss my upcoming videos. I have some great ones you're not gonna wanna miss out. Also check out my membership program on my YouTube channel. If you want a little bit more involvement, want a little bit more out of my channel, definitely look into my membership programs. The Crafters Gathering is amazing and we have so much fun. Thank you so much for joining me today, making the Summer Beach Tote Bag. I hope you had fun. If you did, check out these videos right here. More videos for you to watch, or this video right here, which is just a recommended video for you. Thank you so much. I will see you with the next one, guys. Bye.